This is an introduction to the Galactic Conquest selection from the FOC Alliance Rebellion. Each different GC shows the SW time era and the amount of planets from them. There are 3 GCs from the Clone Wars. In the 2 first, the Galactic Republic and Separatist factions start with a similar amount of planets and many neutral planets. Midpoint is a GC where most of the galaxy is in the hands from the Republic and Cis. Empire at War is a GC only with the Empire and Rebel factions set in the time era from the Episode 4 and Vi. By default the tech level is limited to Tech 5. You can unlock the research stations 1, 2 and 3 if you accumulate a lot of credits. 100,000 will unlock the research station I, 300,000 the research station 2, 600,000 the research station level 3. Rogue Squadron is a GC only for the Empire and Rebel Alliance. It is set after the episode Vi. And before the trilogy of the New Republic. The Empire has lost Palpatine and Vader but it continues ruling. Coruscant and several planets from the core. The default tech level is 5 and you can build the research station level I in the beginning. You can unlock the research station 2 accumulating 300,000 and with 600,000 the research station level 3. Trilogy of the New Republic is a GC only for the Empire and Rebel Alliance set in the time era from that books. The default tech level is 5 and you can build the research station level I in the beginning. You can unlock the research station 2 accumulating 300,000 and with 600,000 the research station level 3. Dark Empire is a GC only for the Empire and Rebel Alliance. It is set in the time era from the comics with the same name. It shows the return from the Emperor Palpatine. The default tech level is 5. You can build the research station level I in 2. You can unlock the research station level 3 if you conquer Coruscant. Unlock the research stations will produce the same effect for the I. You can be giving wings to the enemy if it can produce the most advanced units. Dark Saber is a GC only for the Empire, Rebel Alliance and the Black Sunday. It is set in the period from the trilogy of the Jedi Academy and the Dark Saber books. The default tech level is 5 and you can build all the research stations. This GC can be played with the Black Sunday. Playing with the Galactic Empire can be more difficult because they have less planets. As before, these GCs search the historic realism. The Black Fleet is a special GC set in the region of the space surrounding South. The Empire faction represent the Yavitha faction and the Rebels the New Republic. There are not ground maps and all the battles are in space. The default tech level is the maximum. Legacy Era is a GC set in the time era from Legacy Comics. It is played with the factions Fel, Ga and Crate Empire. You will start in their tech level 1 and you must research the other 5 levels with the research building. Total War GCs are GCs starting with one single planet and all factions. At these GCs, you can choose what factions are active. With exception from the Black Sun, if you play a GC with this faction, it will be active always. At this GC there are not limits but you must research the tech levels. The I will advance in its tech levels at the same time than you. You can play with all the factions active but you should not activate all them if your computer is not very powerful. At this GC you can play with the Republic versus the most modern factions as the Fel Empire. You cannot wait a big balance because the Republic has poorer ships than the Fel Empire. You can play it and look this as a new challenge. Some new factions are not added in Galactic Conquest yet. There are several configurations of planets with the Total War. You should not play these GCs if you are new in the mod. The FOC Alliance is not the original game. It is very different and more difficult. Compare the mod with the original game is useless, and the same happens if you compare the mod with other mods, because many things are different, starting by the game mechanics. You will see this in the next videos explaining these points. Challenge is a special GC for the Empire and Rebel factions where you must conquer different important planets starting with one single. The main difference is how you can build space units inside the space battles, and both factions have a starbase. This GC has big battles, few planets and few limits. A complete challenge. It is played with the Galactic Empire or the Rebel Alliance. With each planet conquered, you will get more units. The EAW Campaign is the original campaign from the EAW, customized for the changes added in the mod. It can be played with the Empire and Rebels. The tech levels are only 5 as in the campaign, and there are not research stations. Star Wars Grand Campaign is the new campaign added in the mod for the Empire, Rebel Alliance and Black Sunday. The tech levels follow the story, and it starts in the episode 4 ending in the Dark Saber era and beyond. Star Wars Rebellion is a GC for the Empire and Rebel Alliance, similar in concept to the game with the same name. At this GC you must research almost everything. The research are get when you put some heroes in the orbit from planets under several conditions. Star Wars Rebellion Insurrection is a GC for the Empire and Rebel Alliance, but with one point. You start in the Clone Wars plane with the Republic and Separatist. After you conquer several planets, the game will change of era and the galaxy will be reconfigured for the Galactic Empire era. Time later, when you defeat your enemy, the game will jump to the Legacy era. The Galactic Empire era is as the Rebellion GC, where you must research everything with different heroes. At few words, Insurrection is a GC where you jump from one era to another. It is a complex GC where you can find battles with older and most modern units. Well, this is the end of the introduction to the Galactic Conquest in the FOC Alliance Rebellion. Do not forget how the addition from GCs with the factions First Order, Resistance, Galactic Alliance and Confederation is under development.